Addiction devastates millions, ripping apart not only the lives of those ensnared, but also shattering the hearts of their families and friends. The relentless vortex of addiction feels inescapable, fueling the harrowing belief that once an addict, always an addict. Even though some brave souls manage to claw their way back to a semblance of normalcy with unwavering support and love, the haunting struggle lingers, a shadow that never fully dissipates. But what makes these addictions so irresistibly powerful? Is it a flaw woven into our very biology? Or is there something more sinister at play? Today, we dive deep to uncover the surprising common thread that binds these life-shattering dependencies. What truly drives people into the abyss of addiction? Prepare to be shocked by what we rank as the #1 addiction, and see if you can discern the common link that ties them all together.
Caffeine addiction is widespread, with about 85% of the US population consuming at least one caffeinated beverage per day. Regular caffeine consumers often show signs of dependence, and when they try to reduce their intake, they may experience withdrawal symptoms such as headaches, fatigue, irritability, and depressed mood. These symptoms can make it challenging to cut back on caffeine, leading to a cycle of dependence. Excessive caffeine intake can exacerbate this dependence, making it harder for individuals to manage their consumption effectively. The health risks associated with caffeine addiction are significant. High caffeine intake can lead to increased heart rate and blood pressure, which may be problematic for individuals with pre-existing heart conditions. Additionally, it can exacerbate anxiety and contribute to insomnia, leading to chronic sleep disturbances. Caffeine's diuretic effect can cause dehydration, and its interference with calcium absorption can potentially contribute to osteoporosis over time. Behavioral impacts such as heightened stress and disruption of daily activities due to poor sleep further underscore the need for moderation. Understanding these risks is crucial for maintaining both physical and mental health while enjoying caffeine responsibly.
The global scourge of drug addiction casts a dark shadow over humanity, wreaking havoc on health, economies, and social structures. The misuse of both prescription drugs and illicit substances are the silent architects of chronic diseases, mental health disorders, and communicable diseases, burdening already strained healthcare infrastructures. Socially, addiction is a relentless destroyer, fracturing families and communities with an insidious reach. The pervasive presence of substance abuse drives domestic violence, child neglect, and relationship breakdowns, creating a ripple effect of instability and despair. Crime and violence surge as the illegal drug trade fuels criminal enterprises, breeding insecurity and corruption globally.
In the United States, the grip of alcohol addiction tightened alarmingly in 2022, with about 10.5% of individuals aged 12 and older struggling with problematic alcohol use. This figure translates to a staggering 29.5 million people, a number that is heartbreakingly on the rise each year. This pervasive addiction tears through families, shattering the illusion that alcohol is merely a social lubricant. Males are particularly affected, with a troubling rate of 12.6% compared to 8.5% in females. The impact of this addiction is not confined to social dynamics alone. It inflicts profound health damage, exacerbating both individual suffering and societal burden. Globally, the picture is even more dire. Alcohol consumption is a ruthless killer, responsible for approximately 2.6 million deaths annually, accounting for about 4.7% of all deaths worldwide. These fatalities stem from a multitude of causes, including non-communicable diseases such as cardiovascular diseases and cancers, injuries from traffic accidents and violence, and communicable diseases that are worsened by alcohol use. The relentless toll of alcohol addiction highlights a global crisis that transcends borders, demanding urgent and comprehensive action to mitigate its devastating impact on health and society. Have you worked out what the link is between these addictions yet?
Nicotine addiction continues to cast a long, dark shadow across the globe. Although global tobacco smoking rates have impressively declined from 22.7% in 2007 to 17% in 2021, the spectre of nicotine dependence remains ever present. In the United States alone, nicotine addiction affects around 14% of adults, with young adults and those battling mental health disorders being particularly vulnerable. The decline in smoking rates has not eradicated the problem. Rather, it has shifted forms. The global health burden of nicotine addiction manifests in millions of deaths annually, predominantly from smoking-related diseases such as lung cancer, heart disease, and chronic respiratory conditions. As traditional smoking rates have fallen, a new threat has emerged: vaping. Vaping rates surged to over 81 million users globally in 2022, presenting new and unknown risks. This rise in vaping is particularly alarming given its popularity among young people who are often lured by flavored e-liquids and the misconception that vaping is a safer alternative to smoking. However, the potential health risks of vaping are significant. Emerging evidence links vaping to serious respiratory issues, including the notorious EVALI e-cigarette or vaping-associated lung injury outbreak, which underscored the dangers of these products. Moreover, the high nicotine content in many e-cigarettes can exacerbate addiction, making it harder for users to quit. This shift from smoking to vaping represents a dangerous new frontier in the global fight against nicotine addiction.
In the shadow of industrialization and the rise of ultra-processed foods, sugar addiction has become a modern-day plague. The mass production of food has led to the widespread introduction of added sugars, fructose, glucose, and other sweeteners, to enhance taste and prolong shelf life. This shift was significantly exacerbated in the late 1960s and mid-1970s, when medical opinion demonized dietary fat, positioning sugar as a seemingly safer alternative. As fat was stripped from foods, sugar crept in, stealthily becoming a staple in diets worldwide. This insidious infiltration has laid the groundwork for an addiction that now grips millions, with devastating health consequences. The impact of this dietary shift is staggering. Today, the global prevalence of obesity has nearly tripled since 1975, with over 650 million adults classified as obese in 2016. In the United States alone, more than 42% of adults were obese as of 2020. The connection between sugar consumption and obesity is undeniable, as high-sugar diets lead to excessive calorie intake and fat accumulation. Furthermore, the surge in sugar consumption is a major contributor to the global diabetes epidemic, with over 422 million people living with diabetes as of 2014, a number expected to soar if current trends continue. The ramifications extend beyond metabolic diseases. Excessive sugar intake is also linked to increased risks of cancer, cardiovascular diseases, and other chronic health conditions. The modern diet, laden with hidden sugars, is a ticking time bomb, perpetuating a cycle of addiction and disease that is as widespread as it is deadly.
So have you worked out what is the link between these addictions? Yes, you guessed it. They all originate from plants. Scary, isn't it? It's a striking revelation that the most pervasive addictions, coffee, drugs, alcohol, tobacco, and sugar, all stem from plants. This plant-based dependency extends beyond addiction, as many of the world's deadliest poisons, including strychnine, ricin, and cyanide, are also plant-derived. This paradox raises an intriguing question. Should humans remain so reliant on plants, or should we consider a return to a more primal, animal-based diet? Advocates of the rapidly growing animal-based dietary community argue that many people thrive on a diet primarily composed of animal products. This dietary shift has shown promising results, particularly for those recovering from addictions. The carnivore diet, which focuses on meat, animal fats, and fish, is praised for its simplicity and nutrient density. Proponents claim significant health improvements, such as weight loss, increased mental clarity, and better management of chronic diseases. For those battling addictions, the reduction of plant-based triggers and the stability provided by a high-protein, high-fat diet can be transformative.
This return to primal eating habits reflects a growing belief that our ancestral diets, heavily reliant on animal products, might hold the key to overcoming modern dietary pitfalls and achieving optimal health.
Thank you for watching this video, and if you enjoyed the content, please like and consider subscribing. As with your support, we can keep making more thought-provoking content like this.